I'd like to show you straight and curved bullions, combining them together to make a rosebud. I have an example here on the cotton candy dress. I've combined bullion embroidery with silk ribbon and other stitches for a very pretty little design. But we have our fabric sample here. I'm going to go ahead and stitch the center of my rose with the darker pink floss. I've threaded 4 strands as an example. I probably would only use 2 to 3 if I was stitching this on my garment. I'm going to go ahead and stitch 2 basic bullions side by side in the center for my rose. I use the darker color, and then we'll wrap with the lighter threads for our petals. Come up at A, one end of the bullion, take your needle down at B, the bottom part, the bottom section of the flower center. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the tip of my needle, making sure that my strands don't twist. My wraps should be about as long as the bite I've taken in the fabric. I'm going to smooth and loosen. Once I've got them adjusted, I'm going to go ahead and put my thumb over the top of the stitch, pull my needle through. Pull until the loop reduces and the fabric bunches up between my fingers. I'll let go. The bullion flips over onto itself. And again, fuss with it just a little bit, making any adjustments that are needed. Taking my needle down at the base of the stitch. Now that's 1/2 of my rose center. I'm going to stitch the second half, and I think I'm going to make this side just a little bit longer. Bring my needle up at A, the tip of the rose, back down at B at the base, back up again close to A. Now don't share holes. When you bring the tip of your needle back up, if you share holes, sometimes your wraps will fall through the fabric, and after you've done all that adjusting and wrapping, you don't want them to be on the back side of the fabric. We want them on the front. So again, I'm going to twist, wrapping my thread around the tip of my needle. I'm going to loosen and smooth to adjust. Put my thumb over the top of the bullion to hold it, push my needle through, and pull until the loop of the thread reduces and the fabric bunches up between my fingers. Now I'm going to let go, pull my bullion over to the side I want it to lie on, and give it one last tug if I need to. Now don't be afraid to use your needle to get in there and adjust. Give it another tug. There's my rose center, 2 bullions side by side. Now those are straight. They're not curved. Now we're going to add curved petals around the outside of this center. Let me show you how to tie a knot. Turn your fabric over. Now you can simply run your needle back and forth to split stitch the back, but if you want to be extra secure, just go ahead and tie a knot. Put your finger on it so it stays right close to the fabric and clip off your thread. Now I'm just going to anchor this out of my way, and I'm going to change colors. I have the light pink. I've stripped my floss, threaded my needle, tied a knot because I'm a beginner. Now you can never truly say you know how to do a bullion until you've done at least 100. And I know that sounds like a lot, but we're going to do 4 to 5 in this rosebud alone. Now, I want my petals to wrap around the outside of my center. So I'm going to come up on the side of my rose center. That's A. Take my needle down just on the opposite side of the the center. Bring my needle up close to A again. Now remember, I'm wrapping my fabric over my second finger and using my first to help with my wraps. Now when you're making longer bullions, you want to make sure that you use longer lengths of thread so that you have plenty of thread to work with. So we'll begin wrapping, making sure that your threads don't twist. It's okay to stop part way and adjust, maybe untwist your thread, push your needle up a little bit, perfectly fine. Use your finger to hold the wraps in place. Loosen and smooth several times. Maybe I'll add 2 more wraps. When you're doing a curved bullion, you need to add extra wraps so that it doesn't lie flat on the fabric, it curves around. Well, I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and hold it with my thumb over the top, push my needle through, pull until the loop reduces and the fabric pulls up. Go ahead, smooth your fabric out. Now this requires a little more adjustment. I usually take the eye of my needle, push the bullion to the side, hold it with my finger, and just give it one last tug around. I always feel like I need to fuss with them a little bit. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and take my needle down to finish. Now that's the first petal around my rose bud. Let's stitch one on the other side. You're going to follow the same steps. Come up on the opposite side. I'm going to go ahead and turn that so it's comfortable. You're going to be constantly turning your fabric in your hand. Take my needle down at the bottom, opposite side. I'll wrap the tip of my needle. Now, did you see that? I wrapped there, but it wasn't really a whole wrap. So if you're counting, your designs will tell you how many wraps to put on. If it's not a full wrap all the way around, it doesn't count. So we'll wrap the tip of our needle, making sure the threads don't twist. Loosen and smooth until everything's adjusted like you would like to have it. Push your needle through till the loop reduces. Push your bullion over to the side and adjust. So from here, I'll need to tug just a little more to wrap that bullion around. Now from there, it's a cute little rosebud. All I have to do is take my needle down to finish. For a larger rose, you can add more petals following the same steps. And the next thing I'm going to show you is striped, looped, and coiled bullions.